I know I recently said that I wasn't going to keep coming to y'all with no type of content, but I do want to come to y'all. So it's like, you know what I mean? I said on good or bad days, but I did need a break. Now that I'm off of my break, I have no excuse. So I told myself whether or not I got real content for y'all or not, I'm posting something. So y'all just gonna have to deal with seeing me. Even if you don't want to see me like on your timeline or anything, you still gonna see me, bitch. Cause hey, I gotta keep being consistent. Like I told y'all, I took that 2 weeks off because I genuinely needed that 2 weeks off. Like if I didn't get my 2 weeks off, I would have been no good for none of y'all. Like I was noticing myself just, I was looking back at my videos like that can't be the same person. Like I wasn't putting care into how I looked on camera. I wasn't putting care into none of that. I don't like the little dollar store lip glosses because it seems like every time y'all could tell me if I'm right or wrong when it comes to this shit, but it seems like every time I put this shit on, like not every time, but a lot of times out of 10, it just be a situation of like either I get a pimple from it because it done broke me out, or it be doing this little thing, and I don't like that. Like, but high end lip glosses be costing like $17 to $20, and it's like I would rather spend $2, but at the same time you get what you pay for. You feel me? Cause how is it that I be talking about I want to take makeup seriously and I'm over here still buying beauty supply lip glosses? I'm not even gonna hold you. I have the option to invest into my Fenty Beauty for the first time, and y'all know what I did? I went and got an eighth. I did. I was supposed to be saving that for like when I wanted to go get my beauty products, but I went and got an eighth. Like that eighth was needed though. Like so, don't even say nothing. That eighth was definitely needed. Like I was running low. I said, "Oh shit, I got all of these lip glosses in the house. Yeah, let me go get that eighth real quick." And then 420. First of all, let's talk about that. Cause yesterday was 420, y'all. What did y'all do for 420? Let me know. Like, did y'all blaze it up? Did y'all just chill? Did y'all have work? What did y'all have to do? Let me fucking know. I try to give y'all different sceneries every time I come on here because it's like, I know y'all don't be wanting to look at the wall. I know y'all don't be wanting to look at the same place every time I come on here. So I be trying to keep it like different for y'all every time, you know? Um, what is it that I was gonna say? I really don't got nothing to like, you know? I just wanted to be on here and I just wanted to grace y'all with my presence real quickly. Even if it's a 5 minute video, I told y'all I don't care. I'm going to be posting myself more because one thing I'm not gonna do is let anybody trick me out of my spot energetically, metaphorically, physically, any of that, because I've done it too many times. And that's another thing I want to talk to y'all about. You like remember how I was talking about in my last video? I was like, we don't give ourselves the recognition that we deserve. And check this, y'all want to know the craziest thing that I just realized? I've been an influencer. Well, not an influencer, but I've been someone with a social media presence since I was 16. How? Dominique, I know, that's crazy, right? Yeah. And I'm just now peeping this, right? Because what happened was in 2016, right? This is when I met my child's father. In 2016, I decided that I wanted to make Facebook. And me not thinking anything of it, I'm just thinking Facebook was just going to be another, just another phase or whatever case may be, just like every other thing. Because during that time, Vine came and went. Snapchat was out at this time. Facebook had just became a thing, so I was like, you know what? I want to get onto this. Like, I want to figure out what this is because it seems like it's a new wave. Everybody's talking about it. So what did I do? Like one night I was bored. I was chilling at my grandmother's house because I don't remember exactly what the reason was, but I knew that my grandmother had to work, so she let me go to my grandmother's house. And I was like, okay, cool. For y'all who don't know me like that and who's new here, I never lived with my actual parents. I lived with my grandparents. So, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I'm at my great grandmother's house, and as I'm sitting at my great grandmother's house, I realized, hold on, I'm bored, this, that, and the third. So I start sending out Facebook requests to just random people. And as I'm sending the Facebook request out and stuff, back then I was very like into taking pictures. So I had just posted like at least like 50 to 100 pictures that I had just recently took or whatever. And I was just sitting there like, like this is cool and all, but like, you know, you know. So I'm sitting there, mind you, the people that's on my Facebook page and whatnot, like they looking at my shit and I'm not thinking anything of it. So I get like 50 requests and I'm not, again, not thinking anything of it. Next thing I know, like I'm starting to get requests by the bundle. Like, so within the first, within the first, I want to say, after the first hour of me realizing, like, the requests started coming in like a slot machine. You know what I mean? Like, you know how, like, when you go to Vegas, or not even Vegas, you go to Atlantic City and you playing with the slots and shit, and it's just like ding, 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 ding. That's exactly how my Facebook was blowing up. And again, I did not expect my Facebook to blow up like that because I'm just thinking, it's going to be, yeah. Tell me why by that next 2 days, I ended up having over 5,000 something friends or whatever the case may be. And then next thing I know, because, Facebook has a certain friend limit for how many friends you can have and stuff like that. So I was like, what's going on? Like, where did all of these people come from? Like, where did all of these, like, and the next thing I know, I'm just hitting accept. Then next thing I know, it's like thousands more, like, people coming in. And I'm just like, yo, what the hell? And back then, if y'all know, then y'all know. It was real easy to become social media famous back then because everybody was putting themselves out there and people was more open, you know what I mean? People was more open to getting to know more personalities and shit. So back then, mind you, I had a lot of people following me that I wasn't even following, but who follows people on Facebook? Like, be for real. The only time you do that is like if you don't change the setting yourself. So I'm just looking at my shit and I'm just like, yo, like, next thing I know, I'm added into this Facebook famous group chat. So it was with a bunch of people who had, I'm guessing, just became like lit or just became poppin', and they just started like putting themselves out there. And I was just like, you know what? That is the craziest shit because that is really crazy. Like, that is really on some crazy ass shit. Like, and I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at the page, I'm like trying to make sure it's legit, and I'm like, no, this is legit. Like, this has a lot of people in here with a lot of followers, with a lot of, like, shit and stuff like that in there. And then it was to the point where I just started making my own groups and shit because I was bored. So I started meeting mad people. And then all of a sudden, it was the craziest thing because the way that I met Albie's father was, y'all, because of the way that these men be portraying themselves out here, I just be saying Albie's father now. Like, he hasn't done anything, but y'all, I just be liking to make sure, you know what I mean? Because, like, to be honest with y'all, I don't be caring. I just don't be trusting shit. I don't be trusting shit. I don't care who it is. I don't be trusting shit. So I be having to, like, get that shit into order. But anywho, as I was saying, I had met him because I was following his sister first. Like, I don't know how I ended up following her first because that shit is crazy as fuck. I ended up following his sister first, which was, she was under a whole different name. And that's when he was like, how do you know her, this, that, and the third? I was like, I don't know. Like, she was just on my Facebook friends, whatever the case may be. I was just following random people around this time. And he was just like, oh, yeah, because that's my sister, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. So we started talking, and you know how Facebook was. We started talking around 8 something that night, and we ain't stopped talking till about 2 o'clock that morning. And then it was just like, it was so fucking dope. But mind you, I'm like 16. My mom still take my phone at a certain time and shit. Like, that was during those days. Like, if you had to go through that bitch, the nostalgia from that shit, like, you gotta give your phone up around like 10:30 type shit. But this day, she happened to oversleep. So I didn't have to give up my phone that day. But I was just so fucking excited because I'm like, yo, like, back then, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was boy crazy. So him talking to me, like, during that time, I did, like, I'm not gonna say I was a player or nothing back then, but like I wasn't the type of girl that had to worry about how I was gonna get the next person that I was texting. Let's just put it like that. I wasn't really that person, but I also wasn't the person that just had millions of people texting me. So around this time, like I could kind of tell, like low key, like he just seemed like he just was too in love too fast, like just a little bit. But low key, I like ignored that red flag, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it going because I really, really, really like him and I enjoy his company and stuff like that. Like he told me the type of stuff that he was into, and back then I was really a good girl, but at the same time I had my past too. You know what I mean? So at that time, I'm like thinking of it. I'm like, it's not that serious. I don't think you really into the shit that you say. Not that he wasn't really into it, but I'm not thinking when he's saying he into bad shit that he really doing the shit that he's saying that he's doing. But he was doing some shit. Mind you, at the time, I was in Baltimore. He was in Baltimore. I was in Jersey. So, Baltimore, Jersey love story. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, that's how we met. Like, we ended up meeting through social media. And it was crazy because y'all want to hear something funny? A little bit before I had Albie, I used to, like, when we first got together, like, in 2016, we used to always talk about having kids together, like, literally. We was like, we're gonna get married one day. And I used to think, like, yo, like, he's just capping. He's just talking, like, you know how niggas talk. Like, I really was thinking that. But then, like, once we actually, like, linked up and stuff like that, and I felt his vibe, like, I was just like, no, this felt more serious than just, like, somebody that you just talk to on some pen pal shit. And so we started really kicking it, and I really started enjoying his vibe, his company, and all of that. And then, like, a little bit after that, it was so crazy, because y'all want to know some funny ass shit? Before I found out about Albie, my doctor deadass was like, your cancer cell count, your T cell count is high, meaning there's a possibility that you could possibly be on the verge to even having cancer cells in your body, et cetera, et cetera. And I was just like, what does all this mean? How do I get my T cell count to be lower? Like, all of this shit. And she just would not give me no type of nothing. So I was just like, okay, whatever. That's when I ended up going back because they had to give me my results from my pap smear. So I went back to the doctor. And lo and behold, like, mind you, this same week, I could have sued my gynecologist and all of that. Because this same week, she was like, oh, this, that, and the third, you may not be able to have kids in your life, this, that, and the third. And the next week, they literally did a blood test because I had to come back for something. I don't remember what. They did a blood test literally on me to check me for pregnancy. And I remember I found out that I was 12 weeks pregnant with Albie. I was like, yo, I really should sue y'all because y'all told me I couldn't have kids. That's for one. For two, that's crazy. But it was just a simple fact that, like, a lot of stuff that happened during that time was the craziest thing because, like I said, who the fuck would have thought it? Who would have thought that 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like 3 years later we would have a kid together. 3 years later we'd be engaged. 3 years later we'd be doing all of this. Like, the reason why, again, I don't be saying, like, my man, again, because I'm not even gonna lie, like, even the niggas that, not niggas, but, like, y'all know, even the guys where y'all be like, oh, my man, he would never do that, he would never, you know, he would never, those be the ones that be the ones to do it first, you know? Or that person wouldn't do me like that. They would never do me like that. Like, they be the ones to dead ass do you wrong first. That's why it's just like, I don't put my trust into nobody like that besides God. Yeah. Y'all won't hear me, my man. It been summer too. I'm not saying that I'm on my hot girl shit this summer because I'm not. I'm still, like, very much, you know, in a relationship and whatnot. But on TikTok swears otherwise, like, because it's funny as fuck, right? So I had did this 9-minute video on TikTok as well, and I was like, something. I was like, I'm not about to be claiming nobody until I feel like I'm personally claimed and I'm wifed. You know what I mean? I'm somebody's wife, like, actually their wife, not just somebody who is calling me their wife. Like, I want to be somebody's wife before I go around being like, yeah, I'm not single. You can't talk to me. You know what I mean? Let me know that I'm all yours. You feel me? Let me know that you want this shit for a lifetime. Because if not, move out the way. Like, that's how we come. Seriously, move out the way. Because one thing about these men, that I don't think y'all understand. If y'all not doing it for them, they're gonna push you out the way and get the next person. Like, you know what's funny to me? Because we be thinking that men be emotionally unintelligent and shit like that, or they don't be knowing, or this, that, and the third. And it just be the funniest shit to me because those be the ones that be knowing. If they know enough to manipulate and play with you, they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they're doing. That was just a little rant because I'll be tired of people being like, guys are stupid. No, they're not stupid. They don't want you. Because these guys, like, they don't be stupid. They be very much in tune with what they want. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the first time you talk to a guy, a woman, a friend, whatever the case may be, whoever they're supposed to be to you, the first time you talk to that person, you know exactly who you want them to be to you, how long you want them to be there, if they're going to be there for just a season, if you're just going to be talking to them on some I'm bored type shit, or if you're going to be talking to them as in some I'm interested, I actually want to build a life with this person. We all know who those type of people are for us the moment we talk to them. So the fact that people be like, oh, guys are dumb, they don't know what they want, this, that, and the third. No, they're manipulating you. They're playing with you. Guys know exactly what they want the moment that they talk to you. So don't let no man, no woman tell you that they don't know what they want or they don't know. If they don't know, you just simply go to somebody that do know. You know what I mean? I don't know how we got on that topic, but somebody needs to hear that shit. Because that's why we got on that topic. Okay? But yeah, don't let nobody be unsure about you either. Like, don't let nobody treat you like you chicken back, bitch. You're oxtail. You're oxtail. You don't let nobody treat you like you're chicken back. You're not chicken back. But yeah, I really, 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 really am having like a time of just putting myself back out there as far as like, for example, just doing simple shit like going to the park and shit. Cause it's like low-key people be there. And I'm like, yo, why are you there at the same time that I am? And they just like, yo, we just want sunlight just like you want sunlight. We want to do shit just like you want to do shit. And it's just like, all right. I feel y'all. But can y'all just not come outside when I'm outside? That's why low-key, I be trying to get all of my errands done around like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I did not mean to make this video that long. I just be wanting to rant. Cause I told y'all, I said, I don't give a fuck what I'm posting about, who I'm posting about. I'm going to put the shit out there. I'm going to put my content out there no matter if you guys want to see it or not. Like, that's what type of content creator I am, and I want to post based off of my authenticity. So it's like, even if I'm not like giving y'all like me looking glammed up every day or me doing certain things, it's like I still want to give y'all something, you know. But anyway, that's the wrap for this video. Like, I know I did like 30 story times in one. I know that was a little bit all over the place, but I wanted to give you guys some content because right after this, like I said, Albie's at his grandmother's house. And the house is pretty much empty, so I'm pretty much going to like take this time to use it as my editing time and relaxing time. So like I said before, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all already know the last part.